Hi everybody, so today we're going to be looking at probability again, but today we're going to be looking at a more precise way of talking about probability, which is talking about it as a fraction. So if you look here, I've got 4 different types of t again, and I can still have an impossible or a certain chance of getting something. So I still have no chance, or it's impossible for me to choose coffee because there's no coffee here, okay? No matter what I choose, I will certainly choose tea, because I've got T, 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 and T. All of these things are T. Now, impossible and certain are very precise words, but if we were to express that as a fraction, if we were to show this as a fraction, I've got 4 choices of each thing. I have 4 things that I could possibly get. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got a 0 out of 4 chance of getting coffee because there's no coffee there. That's impossible. I've got a certain chance of getting tea because I've only got tea there. It's a 4 out of 4 chance of getting tea. So I can express probability as a fraction in that way. So using the words certain and impossible are a really good way of describing things that will definitely happen or definitely won't happen. But when we use the words unlikely and likely, they're not very precise. And in maths, we like things to be as precise as possible so we have a really good understanding of what's coming up. So this is where fractions really come into their own when we're talking about probability. When you see here, you can see now I've got 8 drinks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of tea. There's Milo and there's coffee. So I've got 8 possibilities. Okay, the likelihood of me randomly choosing Milo is only a very unlikely chance. Okay, the likelihood of me choosing tea, it's very likely. But rather than just using those imprecise terms, we can express those things as a fraction. So you can see that we have got 8 things that we can choose from. So we put the 8 at the bottom. The likelihood of me randomly choosing Milo, it's very unlikely. It's unlikely because there's only a 1 in 8 chance, or a 1/8 chance of us randomly choosing Milo. That's much more precise because we know exactly what the chance is, 1 in 8. And that would be the same for coffee. We've only got a 1 in 8 chance of choosing coffee. If we were to talk about choosing tea, the likelihood of choosing tea is much higher. Instead of 1 in 8 chance, we've got a 6 in 8 chance, or a 6/8 chance of choosing tea, because you've got 6 teas out of the 8 options. So if I was to close my eyes and randomly get one, I'm much more likely to get tea than coffee, a 6 in 8 chance as opposed to a 1 in 8 chance. Okay, so you can see as these fractions get closer and closer to the full 8 out of 8, something is much more likely to happen. Okay, but you can see we're missing something here in the middle, and I bet you already know what that is. So now you can see that I've changed things around. I have 4 different drinks here that we could choose, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 4 different types of Rubik's Cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I was to randomly choose one of those things, we can tell that I have an equal chance. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 chances of choosing the Rubik's Cubes. I've got 4 chances of choosing a drink. So when we talk about this, we know we have an equal chance. And that, of course, can be expressed as a fraction as well. There's a 4 in 8 chance of us choosing a 4 in 8 chance of us choosing a Rubik's Cube. There's a 4 in 8 chance of us choosing some sort of a drink. We can also express that by simplifying as saying half, which shows that it's equal. The good thing about showing it as a 4 and 8 is it actually tells us how many options there are. I know exactly that there are 8 things that I can choose from. Okay, so this is a good way, 4 and 8, of showing exactly what the chances are of getting what we've got and knowing how many options there could be. Now finally, and this is a great way for us to check our work when we're doing maths, you need to know that when you add up the likelihood of all of these different things happening, the total will always equal 1. So if we have a look here, I've got 1, 2, 3, a 4 in 8 chance of choosing the Rubik's Cubes. I've got a 1 in 8 chance of choosing coffee, a 1 in 8 chance of choosing Milo, and a 2 in 8 chance of choosing tea. If I add all of those things up, here's Milo, our 1 in 8, our 1 in 8 coffee, our 2 in 8 tea, and our 4 in 8 Rubik's Cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We get 8 eighths, which gives us 1. So when you're doing this sort of work, this is an excellent way for you to check that you've actually worked out your probability, the likelihood of things happening, by adding up the chance of all of these things happening